Please welcome to the stage Chuck Fawcett, TEA International Board President, and Michael Blau, TEA Immediate Past President.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I want to welcome all of you to the 28th Annual Thea Award Gala. What a beautiful night, isn't it? This is the night where we come together as an industry to celebrate excellence. Hey, Michael, speaking of coming together, do you want to join me center stage?
Is that okay?
It's okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Hey, man.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Chuck, it's so nice to be together again to celebrate our industry, recognize our successes, and enjoy the company of friends.
Amen to that. Tonight marks the Thea Awards' return to live, in-person recognition of excellence in our industry, right? But we also, just want to say something very important. We also don't want to forget about the past 2 years' recipients, right, who didn't have a chance to have this celebration. The 26th Annual Thea Awards had an amazing roster of recipients that you can see right here. Yeah.
Let's applause. And the 27th Annual Thea Awards as well. So let's give both years a proper recognition. Let's really applaud for them.
You know, Michael, tonight is the time that we look to the future. We pulled ourselves together, and there ain't no stopping us now.
That's right, amen.
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 Right. Wow.
Chuck, that's very insightful. It makes me think we've always made each other stronger.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely, much
Stronger, yes.
We build our coasters taller, and we're not a single rider anymore.
Right. That's right. We fill the skies with fireworks, and our days are even brighter. We're going to have more fun than we ever did before because there ain't no stopping us now.
That's right. Tell them, you guys. There's been so many things that held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we got a long, long way to go, and where we end up, but we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting ourselves together, polishing up our act, yeah. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well,
Don't you let nothing
stand in our way, yeah.
I want you to listen
To every word I say, every word I say. Come on, Thea.
Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
Come on, let me see those hands.
Woo! Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove.
We got it going on, yeah.
Ain't no stopping us now.
We're on the move. Everybody, yeah, I said that.
Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove.
Shelly, sing us something.
When everything was closing down, our eyes were opened up, and it felt like everything good was gone. Look at us, we're turned around. We're no longer looking back. Tonight we celebrate together. Come on! We've always made each other stronger, but the cost is hard. Not to stay here anymore. At night we fill the skies with fire. Days are even brighter. Gonna have a fun than we did before. We've always made each other stronger, stronger. Just hold up, alright.
Ain't no stopping us now. Oh no. Let me hear ya. Ain't no stopping us now. Oh no. We've always made each other. Ain't no stopping us now. Stronger. Let us hear ya. Stronger.
Have a great night.
live from the Disneyland Grand Ballroom in Anaheim, California. It's the 28th Annual Thea Awards. Introducing our first award of the evening, Chief Development Officer at Maikotu, Free Fortundom, and CEO of 7 Cents, Matt Barton.
Located along the North Saskatchewan River and adjacent to the 1846 Fort Edmonton, the Indigenous Peoples Experience focuses on a 30,000 square foot cultural center set within 7 acres of native plant discovery trails, animal sculptures, teepee camps, and gathering places. The experience delves deeply into the wisdom, traditions, and history, using the best of contemporary storytelling techniques and technology to give authentic voice to the original people of Beaver Hill House, Edmonton, and Alberta. The park worked in partnership with the Confederacy of Treaty 6 First Nations and the Métis Nation of Alberta.
This immersive attraction exhibits all the best outcomes of inclusive community creation and is intended to be an important step in Canada's nascent truth and reconciliation movement. Entering a 360-degree view of the Saskatchewan River, Cree for Kasiskatchewanisipi, meaning swift-flowing river, a lighted media path leads from roaming buffalo and migratory First Nations, then to the Métis river lots and on to the modern Edmonton landscape. The media finale brought together Indigenous artists in a collective storytelling process and exploration of what's next. The TEA celebrates this project for timely relevance, broad inclusivity, and excellence in presentation.
The whole idea is not to have it like a museum, just to have it as an experience of hearing, seeing the vision.
This project has really brought together artists in a collective creation that is about giving voice to where we're at now.
It's really a big comeback for all Indigenous people around Canada.
Accepting the award is Chief Executive Officer Darren Dalgleish and Senior Vice President Renee Williams.
Hi, everybody. This is beautiful. Thank you. I'm here with Renee Williams, our Senior Vice President, and Audrey Poitras, who's the President of the Métis Nation of Alberta, and Ron Lehman, who is the Bilateral Treaty Coordinator for the Confederacy of Treaty 6. Three incredibly remarkable people here with me. And I'm a little uncomfortable actually holding this. The work that we embarked on was simply a matter of facilitation. And what we learned through this process is that's likely the most minor role in developing this project. And in fact, what we learned was we need to learn. And we created a series of incredible partnerships we're very proud of. And I need to say to Ron and Audrey, what an honor it's been to get to know you and for your commitment, and thank you for helping us through this and teaching us. When we had questions, you were there to help us. For those of you who aren't familiar with Fort Edmonton Park, it's Canada's largest open-air museum. But more importantly, this year, it served the purpose of responsibility in Canada's efforts towards truth and reconciliation. And I think what I would just say is that this is maybe a small step in a very, very long road, and we have all a lot of learning to do and a lot of listening to do. I'm incredibly honored to be among such esteemed guests and co-recipients here in California. I'd like to spend a couple weeks in California, frankly, before we head back to Edmonton. But in fact, we head back soon, and we will honor and cherish this moment for a very, very long time. And thank you so much to our partners and all of the people who are involved in this project. We have Stantec and we have NASL, who were incredible curators, creators, managers, and organizers through this process. And we're so very honored. We had no idea when we started this project 4 years ago just how relevant the opening of the Indigenous Peoples Experience would be. In 2021, there were a great deal of recoveries of Indigenous children from the residential school system that Canada's government embraced over the years. And to be able to introduce this in 2021 after the pandemic, after 4 years of development and construction, and stand beside our partners tonight and accept this award is truly the honor of my career. And thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Please welcome co-founder and chief creative at Medici XD, Darren Omer, and CEO at Medici XD, Nathan Jones.
What is this?
What is this? What's with the sweatpants?
You swore to me it was a Zoom call again.
No, I said I was glad it wasn't a Zoom call this year.
All right, well, we'll proceed anyway.
Well, you got pants on at least, right?
Exactly. Never mind the shoes. The Secret Life of Pets, Off the Leash, perfectly balances classic environmental storytelling with new and engaging technologies to deliver an adorable, heartwarming, and evergreen storyline about our most beloved companions. This new family dark ride invites guests into a heartwarming, humorous, and fabulously furry world based on Illumination Entertainment's blockbuster, The Secret Life of Pets.
Through the corridors of New York City apartment building, guests are offered a peek into the day-to-day private lives of beloved pets, characters Max, Duke, and Snowball. Lacking the proper collar and tags, guests quickly discover their role in the attraction is that of stray puppies bound for a madcap adventure with Max and four-legged friends.
Guests ride through New York City streets via cardboard box ride vehicles, encountering alley cats, pet washing machines, and exploding fireworks factories, among other obstacles on their way to the ultimate puppy happy ending, finding their forever family.
The Secret Life of Pets, Off the Leash, exemplifies the very best qualities of a classic, story-driven dark ride experience, while integrating new technology that heightens the storytelling. The rich layering and world-class execution of the ride's immersive queue experience, scenic show environments, lovable and engaging animatronic characters, and technological gags all exemplify excellence.
Accepting the award, Vice President, Universal Creative, John Corfino.
Just such an honor to be here. I have to just say thank you to the Themed Entertainment Association, and to take a brief moment out. I'm old enough and have been around long enough in this business that I can't think of the Themed Entertainment Association without thinking of two people. One of them is Monty, and the other one is Peter Chernak. And I just wanted to do a shout out to Peter, who was just such a good friend, and I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. So thank you, Peter. I just want to say how proud I am to be representing really, literally hundreds of individuals, our employees, consultants, companies, and don't worry, I'm going to calm the director right now. I'm not going to name them all, so I'm going to apologize right now. I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can, but this all started with Chris Meledandri and Illumination creating a fantastic film which brought us into this wonderful world of looking into the pets that we all love and adore and what they do without us, and kind of bringing us really into a very emotional place with that. And so I have to do a huge shout out to Chris Meledandri, his entire team over there, for making the film and then just being such a critical part of our collaboration moving forward. And when I speak of collaboration, really the central hub of that at Universal happens with our creative studio. And I have to do a huge shout out to our guiding light in that way, which is Thierry Koo, right over here. And I'm just going to name a couple of other people, please, because there's just so many to thank. But Eric Parr is also here. Mr. Ride Layout did a great job with that. One of the technologies that really enable us to get beyond and suck us into this whole, like, we are actually puppies, was this gesture tracking technology that was developed by our ATI group, also within the Creative Studio, headed up by Jody Keller and Tom Garrity. Tom, I know you're here, so thank you very much. And then just one more shout out. Unfortunately, one of our members is no longer with us. He was taken too soon, Mark Rhodes, the king of media, but his contributions are definitely felt on this project and many others. So. Next, I just need to thank our senior leadership, because without them, it would not be possible. And by the way, our Chief Financial Officer, Dan Memis, wanted me to make sure to thank him for making the money keep on flowing. So thank you, Dan. Everybody here appreciates it, trust me. Mark Woodbury challenged us early on to always think outside the box, and that just doesn't count for technology, but also for, meaning and story and narrative and really heartfelt connection. And this was a project that really reached out for that. And I also want to give a shout out to Mark, because I did mention this yesterday, but I think it's very worthwhile. COVID really hit us all very, very hard. And right when we closed the parks, we were doing a number of management meetings and kind of all hands meetings, and Mark was giving what we call a state of creative. And at that meeting, one of our employees, I think it was a line level employee, basically raised his hands and asked a question: do you think it's possible for us to begin to become more inclusive in how we kind of depict who we are in our attractions? Mark waited literally about 5 minutes before he picked up the phone, called me up, and he said, what do you think we could do? And so this project really represents kind of that milestone of we were able to introduce one of our adoptive families as the first same-sex multicultural couple in any of our attractions at Universal. So I thank Mark for that. I'm very proud. I know we all are. Next thing, real quick, trying to keep it going. Our park partners are our partners. We create this for them. They operate it. And without their support, we would not be successful. So I know Karen Irwin's here today. Huge shout out to Karen Irwin, the entire management team at that time, including Scott Strobel, Glenn Conley. We are really a family at Universal, and without that collaboration, this would not happen. So a huge shout out to our partners at the park. Now comes the fun part. So at Universal Creative, we do things very quickly, and they're very challenging. Why are you laughing? So, we're always late, so. But I need to give a special shout out to the team that supports me and all of us at Hollywood Creative. And this goes back a little ways, so I'm going to kind of throw out a couple names. This project actually started way back in the days with Chip Largeman. Gene Dobson was there when we first started getting this thing going. And then up comes my brother from another mother, Joe Casey. And so Joe. And then Bill Whitcomb, who keeps us on track and keeps us all safe. And all those animatronics would not have happened as well if it weren't for his support. So I just can't say enough about the senior team at Universal Creative. So now I'm going to go off script just a little bit, because this is really about the team. This team, as I said yesterday during the case study, it was several different locations, and then we finally settled on one. There were several different shifts in the team. But I was hoping, and I don't know if this is possible, but I wonder if we can bring up the house lights just for a second, because I want the pets team that's out there, I don't know what table they are, to just take a quick, to stand up, take some acknowledgement. Also, the Secret Life of Pets would not be the Secret Life of Pets without the pets. So I need to ask a few folks, Film Illusion, Lee Romero, Garner Holt, if anybody's there from any of those companies, please stand up. Eric Niergaard. There you go. Eric Niergaard, great collaborator, great friend, and congratulations on your new partnership with Phil. Holoviz, also with the gesture tracking technology, our partners at Holoviz and at Moment Factory just did a great job on that. I want to also shout out to Electrosonics, Squeeze on the media. David Kniper, if you're here, fantastic. Been working with you forever. Gray Construction, KHS&S, and Cinnabar, and there are so very, very many more. So if you all want to stand up real quick and take a bow, this is all for you. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. So thank you very much. Bad, very, very bad, John. I forgot to introduce, because this is not Joe Casey. I know that's a rumor that's going around out there. This is not Joe Casey. This is Sandy Kent. True. This is Sandy Kent. He was a project director on this project. He was the leader of this team. None of this would have happened if it weren't for him. So please give it up.
Please welcome creative director and owner at Creative Studios Berlin, Chris Lang, and CCO, P&P Projects, Ifat Kaspi.
I love you too. The Roads to Freedom, La Route de Liberté Nighttime Spectacular was held in December 14th, 2019 at the Madazon Memorial in Bastogne, Belgium.
This deeply emotional spectacle was created to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge, where American and Belgian soldiers fought side by side against the Nazi forces.
The Routes de la Liberté pay tribute to the heroes who were plunged into the chaos of this historic battle. The Roads to Freedom took place in the same freezing weather conditions as the historic battle 75 years ago.
The experience was designed to emotionally evoke the glory and sacrifice of the Allied armies in this key battle against the Nazis. Unfortunately, today, we are seeing how history can so easily be forgotten.
Hopefully, through experiences like Roads to Freedom, we won't be able to forget the lessons we have already learned from our mistakes.
Bastogne, the Roads to Freedom, when artistic creation serves the duty of memory. Because today, faced with the resurgence of extremes, it is more crucial than ever to remember and bear witness, so that history does not have to repeat itself. With the commemorative show created by world-renowned director Luc Petit, Les Nocturnales have paid a monumental tribute to the anonymous people who were plunged into the maelstrom of the Battle of the Bulge. After 75 years, this anthem brought emotion to more than 30,000 people, including members of the American Congress and the last remaining veterans. The show mobilized the creative potential of all artistic disciplines and involved the local population to immerse the audience in the strategic and combative challenges, leading to the show's finale in the wake of the fall of the Berlin Wall and the dawn of European reconstruction.
Accepting the award is project manager Emmanuel Defuong.
Thank you. It's an honor for me to represent Mr. Petit tonight. Luc Petit has been awarded multiple times around the world, such as the BA, the Golden Lion at Cannes, and TEA Award in 2017 with Décrocher la Lune. After receiving the BA Award, the Roads to Freedom, Remembering the Battle of the Bulge received tonight the Outstanding Achievement Awards. So thank you, TEA and board members, for your recognition. Thank you the City of Bastogne and its mayor, Benoît Lugent, for their trust. Thank you the Bastogne War Museum and the Marc Dasson Memorial for their support. All the artists, technicians, production teams, and volunteers coming from all over Europe for their exceptional work into this challenging weather condition. I would like to thank the former ambassador of the United States in Belgium, Mr. Ronald Gidwitz, the member of the American Congress, and the last remaining veterans present at the commemoration. I would like also to thank the Consul General of Belgium in California, Mr. Gunther Slöwachen, here with us tonight. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank you all for the positive feedback, encouraging us to continue to work in this direction. These TEA Awards recognize the vision of Luc Petit and the work of all the teams, but this award should, and above all, remind us of our duty to remember the thousands who give their lives to our freedom, the importance of transmitting the great history to younger generations so that it does not have to repeat itself, especially in these difficult days that we are witnessing today. So, merci TEA, merci USA. Good evening.
Please welcome Director of Business Development at Color Reflections Las Vegas, Shannon Martin.
Level 99 is a 48,000 square foot indoor challenge-based experience that transformed a vacant department store into an entertainment venue drawing a broad audience. It blends concepts from escape rooms, challenge courses, social competitive games, and digital games into a groundbreaking social experience of impressive scale, full of surprises. 43 themed challenge rooms and 7 arenas test teams of 2 to 6 players in physical and mental tasks to collect digital assets that unlock additional challenges and rewards as they progress through the metagame that connects all 40 rooms. The entertainment venue can host up to 450 players at a time while offering more than 100 challenges. RFID bracelets uniquely identify guests, providing data for leadership boards and real-time highlights. Level 99 represents a new paradigm in the social entertainment category. Its diverse and well-executed design, wide range of physical and cognitive challenges, seamless integration with digital scoring and high-quality food and beverage, offering redefined adults and family entertainment centers.
Accepting the award is Vice President of Construction, Jonathan Goff, and Special Projects Director, Spike Hirsch.
It's the dynamic duo, saving the day and all the rest. You know, all without the cape and mask. And yes, we're taking charge, bringing the truth to light in times where it's fading fast. We're free flowing and keeping it going, leaving your speakers smoking with its features showing when the heat is spoken. This ain't a sweetened poem, so you can bang your head or stomp the ground until your teeth are broken and your feet are swollen. So if you're ready for the madness, then let it begin. We can pack them in and have a rush in the door, causing fuss and uproar, and it does it for sure. They'll be bugging, running for cover, or just buzzing for more. Turn the volume up high. We need to make it loud.
Thank you very much to TEA tonight. I have with me Matthew Duplessis, CEO of Level 99, and Spike Hirsch, Special Projects Director. It's a great honor. The entire team at Level 99 thanks TEA as we continue to expand and grow our project. It's extremely exciting, and we thank you for the recognition.
I'd like to thank Ron, Keith, Gad, Noah, the entire board of directors, the investment group who continues to stand behind us as we take this concept further. But really tonight, particular thanks needs to go to Boxfort. It's a tight-knit design-build team that was responsible for the creation and the actual execution of these 50 different one-of-a-kind interactive challenges, each in a different, unique themed environment. This core team was less than 20 people on the engineering, design, and software teams that worked over a period of 3 years. What that small group was able to accomplish with limited resources is remarkable, and this award is a testament to their dedication. Thank you, guys.
As Matt said somewhat briefly yesterday, we're expanding. We're working on new challenges, new locations, and we see this as the future of location-based entertainment. We're growing, and we need help. And we're hiring. Come join us.
Please welcome the VP, Client Development of the Nassau Companies, Melissa Rumino, and Disney Research Fellow, Lanny Smoot.
Superheroes don't travel like average people. They have fantastic vehicles, innovative equipment, and innate super capabilities. Sometimes they may choose to walk from point A to point B, but other times they fly. When heroes fly, they do so with both style and expertise, and Disney's Stuntronics figure exemplifies that.
Three major attributes of pioneering patent-pending Stuntronics robotic platform technology developed by the WDI R&D team are its innovative design and engineering solution that allows a humanoid robot to fly and to do acrobatics and stick the landing every time. Development of an onboard sensing system that allows a Stuntronics robot to self-correct positioning in mid-flight, and the creation of a robotic technology that looks humanoid and can be the basis for an entirely new type of attraction.
The Stuntronics Spider-Man is a 95-pound robot that swings up to 85 feet in the air and performs up to 9 shows per day flawlessly. This is achieved through the innovative application of advanced robotics and untethered dynamic motion, which creates realistic aerial stunts that would be impossible for humans to perform.
This technology allows a robotic figure to determine exactly when to tuck, somersault, and slow down and spin. The technology is exemplified in this figure of Spider-Man at the Avengers campus of Disney's California Adventure Park. As the Stuntronics technology progresses, the possibilities will become even more expansive and compelling. I've talked about the technology now, but I'd like to talk about the people for a minute, because I know and so much enjoy working with the folks who are about to receive this award on behalf of the Walt Disney Company. Morgan Pope is one of the best mechanical engineering researchers I've ever met. With a joyous spirit and a somewhat strange but infectious laugh,
You see what I mean? Do you see what I mean here? Tony Dohe is probably the most creative designer that, again, I've ever had the true pleasure to work with. So for me, the honor to be part of this presentation is doubled. I am both proud of their amazing achievement, but also delighted to be able to call both of them my friends. Thank you.
Accepting the award is research scientist Morgan Pope and principal R&D Imagineer Tony Dohe.
Well, this is great. Okay, so this is not going to be comprehensive, but okay, there's a robot, right? And somebody has to, when you say there's a robot that flies through the air, someone has to be like, oh, well, okay, well, how tall is it and how much is it aluminum? There are four key mechanical designers I want to call out: Grant Imahara, Mark Satrakian, Todd Camille, Andréane Darcy-Lepage. You have to land in a net. It's a guy named Scott Osgood. There's a winch to throw it. That's Chris Wessels, Danny Palukas. You have to put the whole system together and run it and pick up the robot by hand. That's Terry Barr and Kevin Rogers. Somebody has to make it look like Spider-Man. That's Heather Green and Sarah Skinner. Someone has to be the first one to say, I want that. This thing that doesn't exist yet, I want it. That's Brent Strong. Someone has to put it in a story, has to make a show around it. That's Mike Cerna, David Anthony, Dan Fields. Someone has to be the first grown-up to actually believe this is possible. That's Darren Wilkie. And someone has to herd the cats, and we've had fantastic cat herders. I'm one of the cats. Those would be Shannon Shea, Eric Bellman, Kirk Casano, Christine Peterson, and the ultimate cat herder, Tony.
Thanks. And you know, projects, they actually take money. I didn't know that. I went to art school. So to help out in a huge way is Loyal Pazinski. And he's always been a huge supporter of us. One of our biggest fans, as it turns out. And he came all the way from Florida for this, so thanks, Loyal. John Snoddy, who is a juggernaut of innovation for Walt Disney Imagineering and was a huge part of our success. And we also have to thank Bob Weiss and Deborah Coles for taking something that in development, they released it to the world. And they were brave enough to take that big chance and take us from behind closed doors. And we also have Josh D'Amaro to thank, who was the president of Disneyland Resort at the time. Because he had the courage to say, you know what, guys, this doesn't pencil out. But it's so cool, we have to have it. So let's do it. Like, oh. So special thanks to Josh for that. And one last person I really have to thank, because they have this incredible optimism and incredible talent and intelligence. And they have this joyful slapstickiness that made it so fun to come to work every day. And this is none other than my partner on the project, Morgan Pope. I'm telling you, I'd say go work with this guy if you have the chance, but sorry, he's taken. One last thing. So the robot that our team was able to create, it looks like Spider-Man. It behaves like Spider-Man, but it really has the heart and soul of Morgan Pope. Oh, God. Oh. So thank you. So thank you, Thea, for this honor.
Please welcome Monet Rooney and Lionsgate Vice President of Global Live and Location-Based Entertainment, Gene Rogers.
Gene, I'm excited to be on stage presenting with you tonight.
Thanks, Monet. It's a pleasure to be presenting Symphony with you as well.
Symphony is an immersive audio-visual experience of classical music, following the lead of the conductor Gustavo Dudamel and more than 100 members of the prestigious Mahler Chamber Orchestra. The guests can experience the music in a most sophisticated way.
This permanent installation at the Caixa Forum in Barcelona is also a touring experience through Spain, delivering a 45-minute experience in groups of 30 to 35 people. In the first of 2 rooms, the pre-show sets the tone with a short film featuring 3 young musicians performing around the world. In the second room, the seats are 180-degree pivoting chairs positioned orchestra style.
Visitors don VR and headphone headsets for the virtual experience in which they first are sitting among the musicians and then travel inside the instruments. This helps convey an understanding of the vibrations, tones, and textures of music, how the simplicity of a piece of wood or the roughness of a piece of metal can construct such a sophisticated and beautiful universe as a symphony orchestra.
Symphony is a pure example of how technology can enhance and promote creativity. The experience demonstrates excellence in the overall quality of its execution and a refined balance of all the audiovisual elements. The experience encourages audiences of all ages and cultures to connect and learn through music while experiencing new technologies.
I remember the day we dreamed we wanted to bring classical music to people never going to concert halls. But sometimes make dreams real need a big effort. That's why we had to invest 3 years, 250 professionals, and a cutting-edge technology to make symphony real.
With these 2 films that make up the experience, we have created a journey from our world to the soul of the human being. Symphony wants to suggest, inspire, open our perception to allow ourselves to be carried away by music and beauty.
Accepting the award is Corporate Director of Culture and Science, Ignacy Miro Boris, and Creative Director, Igor Cortadeas Escayola.
So, good evening, everyone. In 1940, Walt Disney used the technology of his time to share his passion for classical music among audiences all over the world. More than 80 years later, we are really honored to be here at Disneyland in a way paying tribute to Fantasia by receiving this award because symphony still serves the same mission, using the technologies of our times to share the beauty of the classical music. Symphony is a journey into the heart of music, but it has also been a professional journey for the La Caixa Foundation teams. We all feel very proud to have been part of this crazy project. Honestly, it has uplifted us all, as both professionally and institutionally. And I finally want to thank all the ones trusting our dream was feasible, but especially I want to mention Elisa Duran for her special support and Gustavo Dudamel for all the passion he puts into the project. And of course, to the Thea Awards jury for giving us this very, very special distinction. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you. We are really, really happy. 3 years of work, more than 250 people with a lot of passion have resulted in this wonderful project with us today. Many really thanks to Nuria, Mark, and Kike. Your energy has been a great, great engine. It makes me happy to think that although the earth only turns, it also moves forward, giving opportunities to culture, creativity, fantasy, and all of the dream. Thank you really very much, everyone. Thank you to all the organization, and also to my family. Today is celebrating my daughter's birthday, 10,000 kilometers away from here. Us estimo. Thank you very much. Gracias.
Please welcome Director of Business Development at Electrosonic, Sean McChesney, and Treasurer of TEA at USC, Layla Yoon.
Layla, it is a pleasure to be presenting with you tonight.
Thank you, Sean. As a TA Next Gen member, I'm honored to be on the stage tonight with you and all these amazing creators.
Boom! Not only is that an exclamation for our Next Gen members, it is also our next recipient. Boom tells the story of Mill Number 3, an emotional story of heritage, groundbreaking innovation, and engineering, dramatizing the historic mill's use in its heyday as a premier producer of copper during World War II.
Guests first enter the apparently abandoned structure and next are welcomed into a 40-seat space with found artifacts and built-in effects synced with multi-sensory media and show action equipment. A replica of the original 3-ton, 100-year-old skip car used to haul ore in the mill is used in the show to haul props and other thematic elements using modern custom rail technology.
The climactic scene simulates the mill operating in its zenith, choreographed to a dramatic soundtrack of welding, crushing rocks, and pneumatic pipes. Discrete channels of sound from weather-resistant speakers, mock dust plumes, flickering antique lights, and pine oil scents were just a few of the multi-sensory elements employed to achieve this 13-minute experience.
The achievement of Boom demonstrates the power of multidisciplinary collaboration where experts in their respective fields all come together towards one common goal: to reenact the spirit of Mill authentically and with a sprinkle of theatricality.
I wish there was some way of showing you just how really loud it was in here. Wait, stay with me. I'm gonna try something.
Accepting the award is Board Chair at Britannia Mine Museum, Leonie Tomlinson, and Producer and Creative Director at Vista Collaborative Arts, Randall Ormston.
Can you hear me? It's such a wonderful privilege to be here this evening. Once upon a time, there was a slightly dilapidated copper mine museum with a lot of potential. And when we started fundraising for the show that came to be known as Boom, we had one goal in mind. We wanted to take this imposing 20-story National Historic Site, Mill number 3, and bring it back to life in a manner that visitors with one day to spend in Vancouver, Canada, would put the Britannia Mine Museum and Boom on their must-see, must-do list. Randall, you, Scott Weber, and the world-class team that you've put together have created a wonderful, immersive experience that brought the Mill number 3 rumbling back to life. And it is an experience that genuinely touches everyone that gets to see it. And all of you, come and visit us at the Britannia Mine Museum and come and experience Boom for yourselves. Thank you.
Just have a few thank yous. Thank you to Leonie and her board for trusting Vista Collaborative Arts with your story and your budget. Thank you to Dynamic Attractions and senior engineer David Lowe for creating the star of the show, the runaway rail car. Thank you to Bob Dickinson, who chaired the fundraising committee. It took them 4 years to put the money together for this project. And when we started production, Bob pulled me aside and he said, "Promise me one thing. Give me a wow experience." Don't we want all our clients to say that? And thank you to TEA for honoring the 133 artists, technicians, trades, and engineers that created Boom. And thank you for giving us this wow experience.
And now, President-elect, TEA Western North American, Tracy Balls, and Director, Strategic Engineering and Development at AOA, Oksana Wall.
Guests entering Fort Worth Zoo will notice a branch off the main path, offering to take them into the foothills of the Himalayas and the forest and grasslands of Asia. There, an authentically designed fishing village floats on a 400,000-gallon river. Multiple waterfalls cascade over rockscapes, and water pours from the bamboo water tower.
This lush, immersive habitat is Elephant Springs, a newly improved and expanded home built for the zoo's Asian elephant herd. The 3-generation family now has triple the space, including multiple expanded yards, pools, tropical landscape, and other amenities. The main pool includes water sprayers for guests to cool off the elephants, an activity enjoyed by both. Observation areas within the village safely bring guests in proximity without disturbing the elephants' activities and habitat.
Elephant Springs is a real upgrade experience for the elephants, mimicking closely their natural habitat and activity areas while enhancing their social interactions and opportunities for enrichment. This improves their comfort, care, health, and breeding, and is consistent with the zoo's conservation and education mission.
The design and execution of Elephant Springs brings theme park quality environmental and architectural theming, landscape, rock work, props, sets, and dressings for a top-notch, delightful, and highly immersive visitor experience.
Accepting the award, Executive Director Michael Foraker and President of the Projects Group, Brandon Elms.
I'd first like to thank Thea for honoring us with this award and congratulate all the award winners tonight. We're honored to be up here with so much creativity and such beauty. On behalf of the Fort Worth Zoo, I want to recognize that we're now home to 3 generations of our Asian elephants. We're dedicated to the preservation and conservation of these species worldwide, not only through our exhibitry, but through work we do all over the world in the wild. And a lot of people to thank, can't thank them all, but first and most important, I want to thank our co-chair for the last 30 years, Ramona Bass, who has worked tirelessly to create and build our award-winning zoo, along with her partner Arden Moore, our board president, who's always questioning us, driving us to be the best. And then our capital projects team for this project, run by Brandon Elms, Dunaway Associates, our architects and design thieves, Adam Brewster up here with us tonight, and our general contractor and all of their creative subs, which are just endless, Brent Schoolfield with Whiting Turner Contracting Company. And lastly, up here with me today is Avery Elander, whose graphics and communications teams not only worked with this exhibit, put together this wonderful presentation. And along with her, all the dedicated staff at the zoo that makes this place run every day and keeps the wheels turning. Thank you, Association. We appreciate it.
Well, I'd like to echo Mike's comments. Great projects like this don't get done without a great team, and you always have to have a good team around you, but you also have to have good leadership. And so I want to thank Mike also. Mike is that leader for us and has just been a champion for this project. So on behalf of the team that worked on this project, I think we want to thank Mike as well.
Please welcome Manager of Experiences and Consumer Products at Netflix, Carrie Wisely, and Executive Producer, Walt Disney Imagineering and Disney Live Entertainment, Roger Hartzner.
Roger, it's great to be presenting with you here tonight.
It is my pleasure, Carrie. Carrie and I have worked together for many, many years, on and off. In fact, I think we first met at Universal Studios Hollywood in 19...
Well, let's just focus on the award.
We'll just hold on that. All right. Mario Kart augmented reality themed ride technology was developed to fulfill the vision of emerging guests into the world of the Mario Kart game at Super Nintendo World in Universal Studios Japan. It is an innovative design and engineering solution that integrates an in-house prototyped augmented reality head-mounted display solution and head tracking system with facility-side media control and cloud gaming.
This breakthrough AR technology enables a novel, guest-immersive game-playing experience to come to life within the practical realm of themed ride entertainment. It allows for video game world characters to be seen at moving at terrific speeds through dimensional scenic environments and to interact with projection-mapped video media. In addition, each 4-passenger ride cart allows for the individual guest interaction with the characters.
With head tracking technology, cloud gaming service for interaction with players' mobile phones to check their scores, specialized software to support players' interactions, and enlarged field of view and image resolution, all elements combine to put guests in the middle of the race to compete with classic Nintendo characters.
Accepting the award, Senior Director, Technology and Innovation at Universal Creative, Tom Garrity.
Achievement Unlocked, Thea Award. Thank you very much for the award and for being together here tonight. It's a very special night for me because 4 years ago on this day, Mark and Thierry asked me to take over the team and lead the finishing and the delivery of this, and I got to move to Japan for a couple of years. And watching the video, I can't wait to go back. Launched October 2015 with a very quick demo inside our Cat in the Hat facility. This has been a moonshot project throughout and not without its sleepless nights. We'd like to thank Universal Parks and Resorts leadership and Universal Creative leadership. They had our backs throughout the way. Every step of the way, they trusted us. It was kind of crazy. There were plenty of times that we thought we might not get there, but they were with us every step of the way. I can't say how special it is to work as closely and as deeply as we did with Miyamoto-san, Takahashi-san, Tanabe-san, and the Nintendo of America and Nintendo corporate teams. Their level of interest and depth of exposure to us was amazing. We'd like to thank the vendor community. That took a lot of people, not a village, maybe a city, maybe a mega city, maybe an Osaka-sized city of people to do this. We had participation from JCON Systems, Mira Labs, Polhemus, Dreamcraft, The Third Floor, Holoviz, led by Amy Steele. She was amazing. And they joined us and were tireless in their work on our behalf. And last but not least, the completely committed Universal team members. The Advanced Technology Group in Orlando, the Nintendo projects worldwide that would drop anything when we called them from Japan and said we need something, because we were operating with about 10% of the people that were supposed to be in Japan with us when we sent them all home for COVID. Project Director Mark Polhammer let ATI take over the schedule and manage the sequencing of the construction because of when we needed to be in the building for technology. Creative Director Tom Clough, who mixed our augmented reality on WebEx over a phone because he was in Los Angeles. Our game director, Devin Boyle, Tim Trisbiak, who was with us in Japan, Chris Bromby, who was with us in Orlando, and most especially Patrick Gorgon, the inventor of our in-house headset, because no way our headset in the world would do it. And if I could ask for the house lights for a minute, Tom, there are so many team members and vendors that are here. I'd like people to stand up, and we would like to thank you. So if I could get the house lights. Holoviz, I saw Chris from the third floor, everybody from UPR. Yeah, Chris, again, Dan Memis with the money. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us in achieving this impossible dream of augmented reality Mario Kart ride. I can't wait till you can all go to Japan to see it. Shortly in 2023, you'll be able to go to Hollywood and see it. And thank you for all your support throughout. Thank you.
Barbecue imposter.
Only one imposter was Barbie-cute.
Black and purple stripes. Today I'm going to be making a vanilla zebra cake with a blueberry jam filling and a vanilla Swiss meringue buttercream. I make some white cake batter. Okay. When you're adding dye into anything, you want to make sure you don't put too much, otherwise it'll affect the taste.
Please welcome to the stage, finalist in Season 10 of Food Network's Kids Baking Championship, Alora Martinez.
Hi everyone, I was 9 years old when I appeared on the show, but now I'm 10 and I'm incredibly excited to be with you all tonight and honor an amazing bakehouse. Gideon's Bakehouse at Disney Springs is an insanely popular dessert shop famous for its cookies. It's mysterious and it's supernatural with a touch of folklore and the occult. Gideon's Bakehouse is recognized for its ambitious atmosphere and storytelling. The vibe is both evocative and foreboding, moody and whimsical. There's so much to look at, read, and contemplate inside that it begs for return visits to explore further.
I am Steve Lewis, the Sublime Prince of the Esoteric Order of Cookie, also known as the owner and creator of Gideon's Bakehouse. Welcome to Gideon's Bakehouse.
Because Gideon's Bakehouse is recognized for excellence and execution quality, I baked a special cake for them, from one baker to another.
Yes! Accepting the award, the owner of Gideon's Bakehouse, Steve Lewis.
This almost weighs as much as a Gideon's Bakehouse cookie. Wow. This is extremely surreal for me. First, Alora, I want to thank you so much. That's the greatest award I could have. So thank you. This is secondary. This is so surreal that I don't even think I have words or have thought about this. I'm a nobody. It was just 7 years ago, I was making cookies in my house and selling them to families and friends. I opened up the first Gideon's Bakehouse just 6 years ago with an $800 budget. And the original Gideon's, for those who might be in Orlando, is 286 square feet. So I operated out of that small space for quite a while, but had amazing support from the Central Florida community, with lines going down the sidewalk, 45-minute wait to get a cookie, and somehow I got on Disney's radar. And I remember the very first conversation sitting with them and telling them the vision of Gideon's Bakehouse. My first attempt at small business was an art gallery in Winter Park called Uberbot, which was super, super cool. Thank you for Uberbot fans, we appreciate that. I actually think of Gideon's more as an art gallery than a bakery. So in that very first conversation I had with them, I remember telling them that I wanted people to feel like they were waiting in line to go into a ride. It wasn't just about the cookies for me. I'm a terrible capitalist. All I care about is experience. Like that's the real goal for me. I'm really happy to say that the final product is really the way that I pitched it. People wait up to 5 hours to get inside, and they never see what's behind that door until we open it for them. And we're very, very careful about that. It's all about the desserts. I really did spend 15 years working on that cookie recipe. It's super personal to me. I bake when I'm sad, so all of the salt that's on top of the cookies, I personally harvested myself. Over the years, the secret ingredient in the Gideon's cookie is, in fact, my tears. And I think that comes into the story a little bit. It's whimsical, but there's a love and a romance to it that I'm really proud of. There's a lot of creative brains here in this room, and having perfectionism is a disease. And I'm never happy with anything in life and relationships. It's awful. But Gideon's Bakehouse is the first thing that I've ever done in my life that actually came out better in reality than it was in my head. And I'm amazingly grateful for that. Thank you. And of course, that couldn't be done without an amazing team. We're super small budget. I think I spent more on the A5 Wagyu last night than I spent on Gideon's Bakehouse. But it was delicious. But I want to thank a couple of people right out of the gate. Michael Reyes is our art director who couldn't be here tonight, and he put his love and tears into all of the art that's on the walls and the characters behind our cookies, because we have cookies with lore to it. You know, you've got to learn about the characters that help to bring the cookies into life. And also, Cassandra Milena is just a stunning decorator. We actually did everything in Gideon's Bakehouse over the course of 3 days. All of that decor happened over a weekend. It was the best 3 days of my life. We had a wonderful time, and we continue to have a wonderful time. So for anybody that hasn't been to Central Florida, you have to go to Disney Springs. Get in that 5-hour line for Gideon's Bakehouse. It's a virtual queue, so we text you when it's time to come over. It's not so bad. and we'd just love to have you. None of this could be possible without Patrick McKinney, who is the Grand Poobah of operations at Gideon's Bakehouse, but he was also the project manager doing everything that we did there during, I think, in the thick of the pandemic. So I'd love for you to just have a few words because you were everything. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, everyone. So if anybody's been to Disney Springs, imagine opening. The busiest time at Disney Springs is over the holidays, over the Christmas holidays. So we opened on December 23rd, something that I've told myself I would never do in the history. You know, and a lot of the thanks goes to Steve. Steve and I, obviously, even visually, were completely opposite. You know, he has all of my hair that I had prior to the opening.
There's a lot hidden under this beanie.
But we really put a lot into this, and opening that time, and we just made it work. And we have a lot of thanks, even here in the room. Diana Chase was somebody that I've met a long time ago, and we all in this room are successful because we've all have built relationships in the past. And all those relationships, when you really need them, really come through the times when it's needed to build something successful. And this award and this type of group and environment is very humbling, but I just want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here, and we're very proud. And you come to Orlando, it's the best cookie you ever have. All right, thank you all.
Welcome back to Act 2 for the 28th Annual Thea Awards. Let's cut live to our remote correspondent, Superintendent Mauricio Ariano at the Animaker Space.
Hey, I'm here at the Garner Holt Animatronic Lab here at the Disneyland Hotel with some remarkable students from the Fontana Unified School District and the Redlands Unified School District in San Bernardino County here in Southern California. Let's check in with the kids and see what they're up to. So what are you working on today?
I am redoing the motor because it was flipped. So here, I could show it. It was on this side, was on this side, and I needed to flip it because this moves the...
Very good, very creative. Let me come on over here. So what skills are you learning? What kind of STEAM or STEM skills are you learning?
So the technology, obviously, you have to program all the different servos to do different things. The mathematics, because you have to have the certain angles to do certain things, like the direction of how the body goes up and down and certain things like that.
Excellent, well done. Our next generation of creators. And what do you got here, sir? What you got going?
I have a bird that's based off of a Pokemon. You can see like a Pokeball right here, and it actually is kind of programmed already. It can do a lot of movements.
Very nice, very nice. Let's head on back over here. So what's the name of the bird? Got a name for the bird yet?
Mine? It's a Palawan peacock pheasant, so we haven't named it. Me and my partner haven't, but yeah.
Very nice. Oh, I think that's all the time we have, so let's get it back to the awards tonight in the ballroom. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mauricio. Please welcome Buzz Price Lifetime Award recipient and founder of THG, Phil Hedema.
Welcome back. You know, the TEA thrives in great measure because of the time, talent, and resources generously contributed by members like many of you out there. The volunteer efforts play a huge role in keeping our organization moving forward. The TEA Peter Chernak Distinguished Service Award recognizes exceptional volunteer services to our organization. From the early days of the TEA, Lynn Almendinger has been a consummate volunteer in her support of the TEA. Let me tell you about what she's done. Past presidents, everybody that's worked with Lynn has always said how she's always available to assist in any way, no matter what they're up to. Professionally, since 1995, Lynn has specialized in addressing the insurance needs of the industry, including working with insurance providers to craft affordable, and often custom packages for companies in our business. But outside her professional role, Lynn has been a super volunteer, supporting TEA events of all kinds and giving support wherever and whenever she could. She has volunteered on many committees, including the TEA International Board, where she served for 6 years as a director on the Finance Committee and the Branding and Communications Task Force. She also served 2 terms as president of the TEA Western Division, North America, and as a board member of the Western Division from 2006 to 2014, as well as chairing the TEA International Membership Committee from 2006 to 2012. I'm exhausted already. But more than that, where we really know Lynn year after year is perhaps in her most visible role. She has always been there, working the TEA SATE conferences, staffing the TEA booth at IAPA Expo each November in Orlando, and on top of all of that, working tirelessly as stage manager and talent wrangler at the TEA Summit and this very event, the annual Thea Awards. And she does it with incredible warmth and positive energy. Indeed, tonight, she has insisted on working the event. Rather than sitting back and relaxing while we all give her a huge thank you and present Lynn with this award. Lynn, come on up here, take off your headset, and let us say thank you.
Accepting the TEA Peter Chernak Distinguished Service Award, Lynn Almendinger.
Can I take that from you?
Thank you, Phil. Oh, dresser? Dresser? Oh, no dresser. And Phil, now you have possession.
I'll take over for you.
So
Lynn.
you go to presenters and recipients.
We have to take a picture, right?
Let's take a photo.
Okay.
Front photo?
I don't know where they are.
I don't know.
Okay.
We don't care. Thank you, Phil. It is a... It's a very humbling honor to receive this award, representing and recognizing the accomplishments and dedication of those in service to the TEA. Peter Chernak was an amazing person, mentor, and a dear friend. And not surprisingly, it was he who inspired me to begin my volunteering journey. Thanks to him, I have been able to combine my passion for people with a desire to inspire others, as Peter did with me, to become their very best TEA selves. The TEA has been an important part of my life for the past 27 years. But more than that, it has allowed me the privilege and opportunity to meet thousands of new people from all around the globe and develop lifelong friendships from a simple first conversation. I hope I have made Peter proud. When you see your volunteers hard at work, remember that it really does take a village to keep us moving forward. Say hello and thank them for continuing to make TEA the best it can be. To my TEA friends and acquaintances, whether old or new, I hope TEA brings to you what it has so freely given to me. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Senior Partner LDP Yael S. Koifman and Partner at FSY Architects VJ Sagal.
VJ, I am so excited to be on stage with you tonight for the first time in 2 years of non-travel.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to present Hyper Accelerator with you. And only we have met through Zoom. So
I know, well, it was still fun,
Yes,
you know, but it's
yes.
so much better here in person.
Exactly.
So, Reodor Felgen's Hyper Accelerator carries guests into the fantasy world of the famous Norwegian author and illustrator Kjell Aukrust. The attraction transports families on an exhilarating media-based motion simulator journey with the well-known storybook characters of the movie Flaktipa Grand Prix, the blockbuster that rocked. Can you believe it? 5.5 million tickets sold in a country of only 4.5 million residents. You know, I've never heard about these properties, but now I've learned they seem like awesome characters. Have you been?
Not yet. Way too far. The story begins inside the workshop of Norwegian inventor Reodor Felgen as he formulates a most novel solution to a climate change with a totally green hydrogen fuel made by harvesting the burps and farts of farm animals.
That's unique.
Exactly. Along with Solan and Ludwig, Reodor's assistants, families are invited to test pilot this new green gaseous fuel source in the hyperescalator.
Oh my God, what happened then?
I'm not sure.
Well, they told me that Ludwig pulls the wrong lever during testing. The vehicle goes out of control and flies off the test track, crashing through the walls of the workshop. What happens is a wild sledding adventure over the snow-covered mountains and down the fabulous rivers and waterfalls of Flakkeklipp.
Hyperescalator delivers rich characters, an engaging storyline, a thrilling ride experience, impactful special effects, and a high-quality 3D media content in a small space on a frugal budget. Hyperescalator delivers a perfect balance of story, thrill, and old-fashioned humor, and I can't wait to visit.
Me neither.
The attraction is called the Hyper Accelerator and is a very special 4D ride. The story of the attraction is that the famous inventor Reodor Felgen has invented a new, totally green hydrogen fuel by harvesting the burps and farts of Norwegian farm animals. The guests are invited to be test pilots. The fuel is to be tested in a vehicle that is a combination of a jet engine and a traditional Norwegian kick sled. The optimistic Solan and the more pessimistic Ludwig are the ones responsible for taking the guests on the test ride. The guests are warned against pressing the red button. It may start the hyperspeed, and that might be too much for the vehicle to handle. The attraction's onboard special effects include water spray, wind, and leg ticklers, as well as off-board smoke effects. The highlight of the ride is the point where the vehicle is about to end in a gigantic waterfall. The audience must push the red button in order to escape danger. An important part of this ride has been to create a unique experience that you can't get anywhere else in the world. It tells a story and gives the visitors just as many laughs as thrills. At the same time, the ride promotes innovation and teaches the audience about sustainable energy. We hope to see you as one of our test pilots in the future.
Accepting the award, CEO Hagna Hosmelingen and Director Rasmus Sivertsen.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Thea. Thank you all for this honor. We are so proud to be here tonight. First of all, I would like to thank the guys from Simworks at table 51, correct? As well as my fantastic colleagues at Hunderfossen, in addition to our always demanding guests that always asks for more and more fantastic attractions.
Also, a big thanks to the amazing, creative, and dedicated team at Kvisten Animation back in Norway.
Our mission with this crazy attraction was to give kids hope for the future. And funny thing is that without 4 visionary grand old men, this attraction couldn't be made. Hence, a very special thanks to
first and most important, Kjell Aukrust himself that created this fantastic world with its great characters in Flåklypa.
And next, Mr. Anders Huse, which was the founder of Hundefossen Family Park and still is our chairman of the board.
And Lars Espen Aukrust, the chairman of Aukrust Foundation.
And finally, the grand old man of this industry, who still has crazy ideas and makes spectacular theming, Mr. Nick Farmer.
Thank you very much.
Please welcome Principal in Charge at Visual Terrain and TEA Master, Lisa Passamonte Green, and Principal at Beaudry Interactive, Valeria Beaudry.
With the opening of the world's first Super Nintendo World Theme Park Land at Universal Studios Japan in Osaka, Universal Creative has raised the bar for high-capacity interactivity, immersing guests in the wildly unique and colorful worlds of Nintendo, while also honoring the gold standard legacy of gameplay pioneered by Mario's creator, Shigeru Miyamoto.
My team was obsessed with this project. We love it. As one might imagine, this land's rides and experiences are based on Nintendo games. And like the games, the land has incredible scale, bright colors, and kinetic energy to immerse guests into a wonderful, colorful world of Mario and friends. It does it all on a surprisingly compact footprint with a vertical master plan that feels inviting and charming, but contains depth and levels to unlock thanks to the host of interactive activities that gamify every moment of one's visit.
From the high vantage point of toddler-friendly Yoshi's Adventure Ride, guests take in a magical vista filled with detailed scenery, animated characters, and special effects. Underneath this scenic attraction, Canopio's Cafe offers clever themed food and beverage that looks and feels and tastes just like you'd imagine the colorful Mushroom Kingdom to be. Exclusive merchandise is next door at the One-Up Factory.
And let's not forget about Boss Battle, the Bowser Jr. Shadow Showdown. This headline attraction is unlocked through playing. Guests gain access after first competing in series of challenges. This unique theme park first cannot be understated. A main attraction gated by accomplishment.
Accepting the award, Senior Vice President, Chief Creative Officer at Universal Creative, Terry Koo.
before we hear from Terry, we have a message from a very special person, and we ask, please no recordings of this message.
アナハイムの皆さん、こんにちは。任天堂の宮本茂です。ユニバーサルパーク&リゾーツ、そして任天堂のプロジェクトチームがこのような栄誉ある賞を受賞してとても嬉しいです。改めてユニバーサルさんには任天堂の遊びの世界を現実の世界で作り上げてくれたことに感謝いたします。ブロック一つずつにまでこだわりを持って試作を繰り返した結果、完成したマリオの世界を初めて見たときは、僕もそのリアルな存在感に圧倒されました。私にとってもテーマパークの開発に関われるのは憧れの体験でした。その上にインタラクティブなアトラクションにするぞという目標だったので、遊びでもお役に立てるかもしれないよってすっかりのめり込んでしまいましたが、皆さんと楽しく開発ができました。最初のミーティングは2014年でしたね。初期はオーランドでの開発だったので双方が出向いて進みましたが、終盤は大阪でどっぷりと関われて幸いでした。新型コロナが広がる中、無事完成できてお客様にお届けできたのはチームの力強い協力関係の賜物だと思います。中でも日本に滞在していただいた皆さんには心から感謝しています。今回はユニバーサル・スタジオ・ジャパンの受賞ですが、今後2023年にはハリウッド、そして次にはオーランドで多くのお客様をお迎えできることを楽しみにしています。
Well, as you saw from the video or the imagery, it's really an incredible land, probably the most fun place to be in the world. I call it a life-size video game where you are living the game. You're not just coming and playing a game. The entire place, the entire Super Nintendo world, Mario Kart, Yoshi is a life-size game, and you become one of the characters with Mario, and there's nothing more fun than that. So I want, on behalf of Universal Parks and Resorts, I would like to thank the TEA and the Thea committee for this great honor, first of all, for recognizing this land. It's truly a game-changing experience. I want to thank Miyamoto-san for his incredible vision and his great video game. He was the creator of Mario, of Donkey Kong, Zelda, and many others. He's a genius in the gaming world, and we were so honored to be able to bring his vision to life. And without him and without his creation, this wouldn't be what it is today. So we set some really high goals for ourselves when we started this project. We wanted to really blend the best of the Nintendo games with the best of Universal theme parks and create a seamless experience where, again, you walk into the game, you become one of the players. And so when we started, in 2014, the first meeting we had in December 2014 with Miyamoto-san was really fun, but then we realized, oh my God, what did we set for ourselves? Some really high goals. A lot of the technology we were going to have to use to tell this story, to play those games, did not exist yet. So very high bar, very high challenge. It was probably one of the most challenging, most risky, most complex projects we've ever undertaken at Universal, but the team figured it out. The team with our vendors, the whole community, figured it out and created this game-changing place that is Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan. So after all this. And of course, there was a little COVID in the middle, which didn't help with all this complexity. So as Tom Geraghty mentioned earlier, the team shrunk down to just a handful of people having to carry the project through right in the middle of integration. So pretty amazing. It felt like we were just communicating with the space station and we couldn't send them any more help. And they figured out a way, which was unbelievable. I was able to go there for a short time, going through quarantine, and when I saw the conditions they were working in, it was crazy, given that this project was a complete prototype from beginning to end. So my hat off to everybody who's worked on this project and solved it. So I would like to also thank Tom Williams, Brian Roberts, Mark Woodbury, and of course Dan Memis, who kept sending us the money to make it happen. J.L. Bonnier, all of them and all the senior management for really believing in us and trusting us on this project. Without trust, this wouldn't have happened at all. I want to thank the genius team at Universal Creative who really figured out how to solve every one of those hurdles, made the impossible happen, and did it with passion, with belief, and trust. And without those three essential ingredients, you can't do anything. You can't innovate. So once you have those ingredients, anything is possible. And I want to thank all of you for being there and creating this project. And I want to thank Universal Studios Japan as well, our partners there and operations and the entire team at Universal Studios Japan, all the UPR internal teams as well. We've supported this. It took a giant team to get this done. This is a team sport, of course, we all know that, but this was especially complicated and everybody had to pitch in. And I would like to thank all our fearless vendors who really jumped on board and helped us solve all those challenges remotely and worked on the Japan time for over a year. So thank you, and I hope you get a chance to see this project. It's unbelievable. Thank you.
And now, Executive Director, TEA International, Lindsay Nelson, and President, TEA International Board of Directors, Chuck Fawcett.
Hello again. Lindsay, I'm so happy to welcome you to the Thea stage for the first time in front of our guest tonight.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. The Thea's Gala is an annual celebration of industry excellence, bringing together the global themed entertainment industry and connecting the people and projects that define excellence. While we are grateful to be here celebrating with you all tonight, we'd be remiss if we did not acknowledge those who are not here with us or who are viewing a recorded version of this event at one of the TEA viewing parties around the globe. This includes our friends and colleagues from presenting sponsor company Chimelong, our members of TEA China, and members from other places around the globe who are unable to travel this week due to the ongoing impact of COVID or due to global conflict, especially our industry colleagues and friends in Ukraine. This event is not the same without the uniqueness and diversity you bring to this global event. And no, we are saving a seat for you here at next year's gala.
And speaking of diversity, I'd like to take a moment to deliver a warm welcome to the group of individuals seated at table 17. Folks, can you please stand up for a moment? These 9 individuals are here with us this evening because of TEA's commitment to diversity, equity, accessibility, and inclusion, and the support of diversity scholarship sponsors, including my company and several others. These individuals are here tonight in pursuit of a dream, to make invaluable connections and to learn from the brightest and best in the industry. And to us, they bring us a beautiful tapestry of unique worldviews, perspectives, and experiences that will further evolve and enrich our industry. Please take some time tonight to say hello and introduce yourselves to our special guests when you see them around this evening.
Thank you to all the individuals and companies who continue to prioritize and embody the core values, TEA's core values of diversity, equity, accessibility, and inclusion in both word and deed. Our future is brighter because of you.
Please welcome Head of Human Resources at THG, Ronnie Ball, and Creative Director of Universal Creative, Tom Clough.
You know, Ronnie, it's always a pleasure presenting with you, although I thought my jacket was subtle.
Well, Tom, I knew who I was keeping up with, so I had to bring up my loud and proud as well.
Well, Ronnie and I have always been huge proponents of the live, interactive, theatrical environments. So it is our honor to present Weta Workshop Unleashed, as it takes guests into the fantastic world of the iconic 5-time Academy Award-winning movie studio, where guests find themselves behind the scenes at a Weta Workshop, where they select a genre.
Whether it be horror, fantasy, or science fiction, guests enter a dedicated genre workshop where the cinematic special effects are presented with imagination, discerning skill, and of course, humor.
Blending the line between a traditional behind-the-scenes tour and a world-class theme park attraction, Weta Workshop Unleashed offers every guest creativity, imagination, and especially participation.
To demonstrate Weta's own movie magic, they conceived impressive themed content, fantastical world placemaking, and outstanding character creation. The guests will never know what's going to happen next.
Weta Workshop Unleashed is a fantastical film effects experience where guests are guided through a reimagined version of our workshop. Creativity runs wild and the lines between imagination and reality have been seriously blurred.
We've invited you here because we reckon there might be a maker in all of you.
We've invented 3 original film concepts: a horror flick, a fantasy epic, and a sci-fi adventure.
It was mind-blowing.
Yeah, I got goosebumps.
You're a kid again. You're allowed to dream.
We've had our designers, artists, sculptors, welders, animatronic technicians, 3D modelers, costumers, our tourism and events team, and our retail crew, all contributing to making Weta Workshop Unleashed the best possible experience it can be.
Accepting the award, CEO, Creative Director, Richard Taylor.
Tēnā koutou katoa, and hello everyone. Weta Workshop Unleashed with the hope to inspire Kiwi kids towards a potential future as makers and creators, but with our greater hope to illuminate for their mums and dads that a career in the creative arts can offer their Kiwi kids a fulfilling and worthy life going forward. From myself, my wife and business partner, Tanya, who couldn't be with us tonight because she's at home holding the fort, and my dear friend and colleague, Rick Aythorne, whose unbounded creativity, delight never ceases to amaze every day. We thank the Themed Entertainment Association for this lovely award, and thank you all for being so warm and including of us this week. It is also a huge honor to be sharing the stage with so many other incredible people and winners tonight. And for this very special award, our huge thanks to all of our teams back home who collaborated to make this fantastical film effects workshop happen, and to our operations and tour guides for keeping it running every day. Most special thanks to our General Manager, Dave Wilkes, our Head of Tourism, Jake Downing, Danielle Casey, our Senior Production Manager, Ben Berard, our Production Designer, Mark Simpson, our Lighting Designer, and Tane Upjohn Beatson, who was our composer. And here's to putting more creativity out into the world as we all collectively emerge out of COVID and can define the next renaissance of creativity for this planet. Because sure as hell we need it right now. And please know that now that our borders are open, Jacinda has given me special permission to invite you all finally down to New Zealand to come and hang with us at Weta Workshop.
Please welcome to the stage founder and chairman, BRC Imagination Arts, Bob Rogers, San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools, Ted Alejandre, and President and CEO of Give Kids the World, Pam Landworth.
No force is more powerful than the imagination of children. Given the proper environment, tools, and encouragement, early immersion in imagination can launch a lifetime of creativity. You know, Garner Holt didn't have to do this, but he saw a need and an opportunity to give back by creating the Garner Holt Education Through Imagination Animaker Space.
An Animaker Space is a new species of shop class for students from elementary to middle and high schools and on to the university level. Each location is a miniaturized dream factory. Who better to create it than the world's largest animatronics builder? The magic that goes on every day at Garner Holt Productions inspires the form of the science, technology, engineering, art, and math-focused learning of this new concept in immersive education.
More than a hands-on classroom, the Animaker Space plunges students into real, collaborative, creative working environments. Here, they use the authentic tools and techniques behind the creation of real theme park-style storytelling, animatronics, and shows. And everyone, from first graders to college seniors, are exposed to the possibility of 50 different, unique career pathways in the design and production of themed attractions. So, watch out, everybody. Here comes the future of our industry.
The Animaker Space is an inspiration machine. Students from every background are invited to pull back the curtain on what we often take for granted. They can do it now in a dozen existing Animaker Spaces in the schools right here in the state, and in the future at dozens more already in the planning stages, including one very special one at our Give Kids the World Village. And coming by the end of the year. And as each new location opens, the promise of opening new minds to the power of imagination comes a bit more into focus, just like the futures of the dynamic students who bring the Animaker Space to life.
We asked ourselves, what does the shop class of the future look like? Our company, Education Through Imagination, is inspired by the work of Garner Holt Productions and its creations all over the world. We thought education needed a bit of that GHP magic. We found it in the Animaker Space.
We use the same theme park design and production techniques the pros do to make an immersive space for students.
So what is an Animaker Space? It's part fantasy factory, part classroom, part workshop. It has tools and machines and lessons focused on bringing theme park magic to life.
There's concepting, show writing, character design,
Costume design, engineering and mechanics, paint and figure finishing.
electronics and controls, show programming, lighting.
And we are building them all over the country, in elementary, middle, and high schools, even colleges.
Our Animaker space is a magical place. We are teaching kids concepts that they may have never looked into on their own.
This isn't from a textbook. They're really doing it.
This is a classroom themed as a working design and production facility. That illusion is key. We provide the design, the equipment, the training, everything. We're igniting the next generation of dreamers and doers.
There's nothing else like this out there.
There's something in here for everyone.
I'm learning about animatronics and robotics.
We're sculpting monsters. We're bringing characters to life.
The Animaker space is all about possibilities. That's what the magic of theme park technology can do for these students.
You've seen these future animakers creating in the lobby all evening. Please welcome to the stage Vivian, Journey, Caesar, Thomas, Miranda, Andrew, and Isabel.
And now, accepting the Thea Award for Outstanding Achievement for an Inspirational Learning Experience, the Animaker Space. Hey, I was born there. Please welcome Garner Holt and Ryan Rainbolt.
Thank you so much. You know, our Animaker Space is fundamentally an educational initiative. Our spaces live on public school campuses, and so to be acknowledged by the Themed Entertainment Association is just quite an honor. It says a lot about the heart of the TEA and its members. Your work is what inspires our work, and so thank you for the work you do every day. You know, I'll share with you that Gallup has determined through their research that how students respond when asked about their levels of hope is a better predictor of future success than academic assessments. And so our work is truly rooted in making students believe in their futures, to help them pull back the curtain, if you will, on their own futures. I'd like to thank my wife and my kids who have so graciously supported the work that we do. I love you. Thank you to my team of 20 very talented educators, many of them who came out of public school education to take a risk and a chance on this new venture. Thank you for your willingness to do something that's never been done before. Thank you to the schools and school districts who have entrusted us with their students. Yeah. Your future employees. And maybe your future competitors. I heard somebody say earlier that you're hiring. They're available for interviews in the lobby after the show. I'd like to thank the entire Garner Holt Productions team for the work that they do every day. Their work informs our work. And for the inspiration to make all this happen, I'd like to thank my childhood hero, Garner Holt. Thank you, hold this.
Thank you, Ryan. I was born into a horse rodeo family, as I call it. And I was on the back of a horse from about 5 years old until about 13. And one fateful night then I saw on the World of Color something about this place called the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. And my parents took me there. It was their fatal mistake. On the way home, I told them that I wanted to build things that I saw at Disneyland for the rest of my life. I didn't want to be a veterinarian. And so that was the beginning of Garner Holt Productions. I went home and started a table in the garage, put my name on the door. That day was 45 years ago. This coming July 29th was when that happened for the first time. Well, thank you. It's been a great ride. And about 30 years back, as the business got started and got into a real building, I started to bring kids into the place. People started to find out what we did in that building, and the things that we and you do fascinate people as much almost behind the scenes as they do in front of the scenes. And I started giving tours to everybody that would ask. I would never turn anybody away. One of the little 10-year-old tykes that took a tour was this gentleman. And after that, he went off and did real things like get degrees and all that kind of stuff, and became an educator and a principal. Our paths crossed again later, and there we were discussing some wonderful things he was doing with a makerspace in his school, winning awards and things. And we got together one night and said, you know what? I adopted the school. We started putting animatronics in the school. And we said, you know, this is too good to just be in one school. We need to take this out there in the world. And so we combined forces and started it overnight, and there it was. So it's been great. We're putting things all over the world, trying to inspire young people like these. And I think doing some pretty amazing things. That bird right there, they can build that bird in 3 days from raw materials from scratch, using some of the machines that they know how to use now in an animaker space. And so I'm really proud of them and all the students. I'm proud of my staff, Garner Holt Productions, amazing, most amazing animatronics team in the world. The staff at ETI, which is the most amazing group of educators and dreamers in the world. And thank you to the TEA, and thank you to all of you who have, so many of you who have used our product in the past and hopefully continue to do so. It's a great honor to have this, and we're blessed to be in this business. Thank you.
Please welcome Vice President, Live Entertainment Creative and Advanced Development at Walt Disney Imagineering, Shelby Jiggets-Tivany, and Chairman at Disney Parks Experience and Products, Josh Damaro.
Well, Shelby, this is pretty cool. We've got an opportunity to present the inaugural Thea Catalyst Award. This is a significant honor for those that have contributed substantially to our industry.
Josh, I completely agree. We're seeing great leaders rise up and lead transformative change. And tonight we are proudly recognizing 2 individuals. The first is Sina Baharam, who founded Prime Access Consulting, or PAC, in 2012 to support building a more inclusive world. His company focuses on a holistic approach that involves principles of inclusive design with standards compliance, training, and best practices. He collaborates with client teams and partners to develop solutions that benefit the broadest possible audience while surpassing regulatory compliance standards.
And as you can imagine, Sina has an extensive list of accolades, including being recognized by President Barack Obama in 2012 as a White House Champion of Change for his work enabling users with disabilities to succeed in STEM fields. He's been named an emerging leader in digital accessibility in 2015 by the International Accessibility Community, represented by the annual Knowability Community Heroes of Accessibility Awards. And in 2017, serving as the co-chair of the Museum and the Web Conference.
Sina is recognized as an expert in accessibility as well as computer science, where he holds multiple degrees and continues to contribute to the academic field. He enjoys collaborating with both colleagues in the field and individuals from diverse professions to create innovative and user-centered solutions to significant real-world problems. Please join us in welcoming and congratulating Sina to the stage.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. A lot of emotions when holding that. I guess I'll start with gratitude. Thank you for this award and for the recognition. Thank you for valuing inclusion and equity, diversity, and accessibility in the magic that all of you create. A few quick shout outs. First to somebody who's not here, but Chris Wilson actually introduced me to a lot of the folks in this industry, and so just want to make sure to name him and thank him. Fellow recipient Carmen for just paving the way and doing the work for so many years in promoting equity. So many other folks. Chuck, thank you, and you and Monet for your work on promoting inclusion and offering opportunities for the next generation of dream makers. And folks like Cynthia Sharp for just your unwavering commitment to doing the right thing. So, last but not least, that dapper Canadian gentleman that walked me on stage is Corey Timpson. He is a dear friend and colleague of mine, my just amazing business partner in all things inclusive design, and a real ally. I cannot imagine another human I'd rather be doing this work with, and I love you, man. Thank you so much for everything that you do. There's two other emotions I guess I'm feeling tonight. One is hope, which I'll illustrate maybe with a little bit of an exercise. These things aren't interactive enough, so I want you all to think about your favorite experience. It could be a ride, it could be a show, but just your favorite magical experience. Okay, you've got it in mind? Okay, the nodding doesn't work, I'm blind, so it's okay, thank you, got it, check, thank you. All right, and so I don't have one, right? You haven't built it yet. And so my challenge to you would be to really be thinking about all the folks we're not welcoming, right? We heard that phrase, welcoming the widest possible audience. That's my challenge to you. That's where I get hope from. Some people may view that as frustration or an opportunity to be sad or depressed about it. I don't. I feel that there's so much opportunity here. You're in the magic making business. You're in the delight offering business. And so my excitement, which is the third emotion I'm feeling right now, is we've seen so many incredible things being honored on stage tonight. And if we spend 1% of that creative energy channeling it into welcoming that widest possible audience, into using the techniques at our fingertips to make these magical experiences but available for as many people as possible, independent of the vector of human difference they may lie upon, there's really nothing that we can't do. And I would encourage all of you to just work towards that and to be thinking about how we can include more folks, whether it's through hiring or through the audiences that we're trying to serve, so we can be better at bringing that magic to absolutely every single human. Thank you so much. I'm really honored. Appreciate you.
Okay, next we have Carmen Smith, Senior Vice President of Creative Development and Inclusive Strategies for Walt Disney Imagineering, Disney Live Entertainment, and Consumer Products, Games, and Publishing. Carmen takes a holistic and strategic global approach to offering more inclusive products and experiences for guests and consumers and expanding Disney's reach and relevance and impact around the world. She advises on content to ensure that Disney stories, characters, and products are culturally accurate, authentic, and inclusive. She cultivates external partnerships and collaborations, ensuring thoughtful representation and engagement throughout the creative development process. And she even takes on the role of executive creative producer and executive creative director on select projects.
Prior to this expanded role, supporting the entire Disney Parks segment, Carmen was responsible for developing a diverse pipeline of experiences, global summits, and culturally based competencies to advance equity and inclusion. Her influence has been felt around the world as she helped others grow a global mindset and elevate industry awareness and standards. And I can tell you personally that she has meant so much to people of color in this industry and has served as a role model and mentor to many, including myself. Carmen previously served as Vice President of Talent Development Programs for Disney ABC Television Group In this role, she was honored with numerous awards for promoting diversity and raising the profile of women and minorities in the industry, including the 2004 Oneness Award, the Directors Guild of America African American Steering Committee Award, and the 2005 AFTRA National Scene Award.
Now, Carmen also serves as a liaison with diverse creative communities around the country, nonprofit arts institutions, entertainment industry guilds, and colleges and universities to nurture talented emerging writers, actors, and directors. Her honors and accolades go on. And believe me, I could talk all night about her impacts and achievements, but let's please welcome an amazing woman, Carmen, to the stage.
That was the last one.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Shelby. You've always been such an enthusiastic advocate of all the work that I do, Josh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your unwavering support for my team's work is a powerful indicator of how critical it is to Disney and our entire industry. I want to thank the Themed Entertainment Association for this honor. I'm thrilled to be recognized along with fellow Catalyst Award recipient, Sina Bahram. He has done such great work and has created experiences that are more inclusive and accessible to so many people around the world. I want to thank the leaders of the businesses that I support, Barbara Boza and Bob Weiss at Walt Disney Imagineering, and Stephanie Young, our leader of consumer products, experiences, games, and publishing. Like Josh, they share a passion for infusing relevancy and inclusion into everything we do, and this really elevates the efforts of my team. And speaking of my team, I would not be here tonight without their diligence and their hard work. So my huge thanks to them and everyone else who has helped me along my journey. You know, I'm humbled to even be mentioned alongside the word catalyst. Throughout my life and career, I've looked up to and been inspired by so many people who've made a difference, those who have spoken up and caused good trouble, and those who fostered an atmosphere where exciting things can and do happen. Today, it's how I think of my role, encouraging our teams and providing them with essential resources which empowers them to dream up and create the most inclusive and relevant Disney products and experiences for our guests and consumers around the world. Now, I do have one point of contention with describing myself as a catalyst. I thought a lot about this. You know, in a chemistry lab, a catalyst is a substance that increases the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent change. But in my case, that's far from the truth. All of the people I've mentioned tonight, and the many others I've been fortunate to know and work with over the decades, have changed me immensely for the better. They've taught me, inspired me, and helped shaped me into the leader I am today. And for that, I am eternally grateful. And again, thank you for this incredible honor.
Please welcome to the stage, President of Universal Creative, Michael Hightower.
The Thea Classic Award honors a noteworthy guest attraction that has stood the test of time. This year's recipient, Night Safari Singapore, is truly worthy of this honor. Night Safari, operated by Wildlife Reserve Singapore, is ranked among the top visited tourist attractions in Singapore, with more than 1 million annual visits. Night Safari was a breakthrough approach, offering guests something completely distinct from the traditional daytime zoo experience, offering a deeper understanding of the habitats and activities of nocturnal wildlife. When it opened in 1994, Night Safari was unique as the world's first nocturnal wildlife park, and it has since influenced the creation of nocturnal zoos in other parts of the world. Night Safari features over 900 animals representing over 100 species. Visitors board a rubber-tired tram to see nocturnal wildlife function in after-dark hours when their behavior is substantially different than in the daytime. The 30-minute tram ride travels through 35 hectares and 6 distinct habitats. Walking trails connect with the safari ride, allowing guests to explore specific environments on foot. The design presents the illusion that there are no barriers between the guest and wildlife. I personally experienced attraction in 2011 and found it very unique. It was interesting and, frankly, a touch scary hearing and seeing wildlife at night. In addition to the tram tour, there are multimedia night walks, experiential dining, and rainforest lumina. The park also focuses on breeding of threatened species, including tigers, elephants, lions, and others. It's me. Sorry about that. Okay, Night Safari Singapore stands the test of time, and we're honored to recognize this attraction.
Accepting the award, Group Chief Executive Officer Mike Barclay.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm overcome to receive this award, and I want to begin by actually mentioning something that has been mentioned tonight. I'd like to thank all of you, everyone involved with TEA, for welcoming people like me who have not been here before. I've just had such an amazing summit. It's been so inspiring, so thank you. I would also like to thank the judging panel of the Thea Awards. When Lindsay called me, she heard two emotions in my voice. The first one was shock. We had no idea this baby was coming to us. But the other one was delight. We are truly, truly honored to be recognized by you all tonight, all the way over in Singapore. Now, I just want to dedicate this award to two groups of very important people. The first group were the initial visionaries, designers, planners, builders, and operators who came together under two exceptional leaders. Our first chairman, Dr. Ong Swee Law, who's now passed away, and our first CEO, Bernard Harrison, an amazing character. And they came together to take this nascent idea of a nocturnal zoo and deliver this world-class attraction in Night Safari. I think they did an amazing job. Secondly, I'd like to dedicate this to our crew who work every night at Night Safari to maintain the park, look after the animals, and of course, look after our guests. They are the real people who should be standing here tonight. Now, I'm going to close off with a story. It's actually personally a slightly embarrassing story. I was lucky enough to go to Night Safari just 5 months after it opened in October 1994. I had just arrived in Singapore on a business trip, and I actually went to the park by accident. I arrived at my hotel, and there was a note there saying, could I meet my friends at this new nightclub called Zouk? So I put on my best party clothes, went down to a taxi and said, could you take me to Zouk, please? Well, you know what's coming, right? The taxi driver did not hear Zouk, he heard zoo. And he took me to the new night zoo. So I was the best dressed guy at the park that night. A little bit hot, a bit overdressed, frankly. But I fell in love with Night Safari that night, back in 1994. And I have had the dream job the last 7 years, overseeing this park and the other zoological parks in Singapore. So thank you again. We are deeply honored to receive this award.
Please welcome to the stage Walt Disney Imagineering Global Ambassador, Bob Weiss.
Hi, first one, just want to say what a thrill it has been to see everyone back together in person. So great to see. And Nancy Ceruto had planned to join me up here and she couldn't make it, but we wanted to both thank you for honoring us with this next award in previous years. And I also just want to congratulate all the honorees tonight and all of those who won in the last few years. And my thanks to everyone at TEA for the dedication that's really kept us all through this really unprecedented time. You know, I think that the great contribution that TEA has done is that all of us are united. Country borders don't separate us. Company divisions don't separate us. We're united by our passion, by our collaboration. And I think that's just a beautiful thing to see tonight. Thank you, TEA. And I am lucky enough to have a couple of cherished moments with Buzz Price and to have attended a couple of charrettes and actually seen Buzz Price in action. And I can tell you, it was magical. Buzz was a visionary on so many levels. And I know, because I've read about it, that he felt at the time that as an industry, we all needed to be more diverse. Even at that time, we needed to be, in his vision, more inclusive. And he felt that we had the opportunity and the responsibility to put more value on the contributions of women on all of our projects throughout the world. That's Buzz Price. It's far more than a name on an award. It's an amazing contributor to our business, obviously. So we're so lucky then today to be able to welcome Doris Hardoon. It is my distinct honor to have known Doris for about 40 years. and to see her intelligence, her energy, her creativity, her storytelling, and just this ability that she has to unify people by working together with them. And the results, I think, speak for herself. All the way back to Epcot, the Land Pavilion, the galleries at World Showcase, her work with the Gene Autry Museum of the American West here in Los Angeles, the Baltimore Children's Museum, the expansion of our parks in Hong Kong, and most recently, her incredible personal journey with the achievements that made Shanghai Disney Resort something that could be thought of as authentically Disney and distinctly Chinese. I know that project was very meaningful to Doris, coming from a family that had forcibly had to leave Shanghai and their roots to immigrate to Hong Kong. And Doris, in her childhood in Hong Kong, grew up in a world where she just became relentlessly creative in any kind of talented enterprise, from art to singing to modeling, performing. And lucky us, she boldly picked up, moved to the US, and engaged in the global treasure of work that we can all share now. And through it all, she has seamlessly blended work with the raising of 2 amazing daughters who are here, and the caring at what I recall as our busiest time, the caring of her 100-plus-year-old mother in Hong Kong at the same time. And at the same time, mentoring a whole new generation of artists and designers, not just across Asia, but really around the world. So here are just a few of the many, many endeavors that Doris has had her hand involved in for the last 40 years.
After a very interesting and involved interview with Marty Sklar, John Hench, and Rolly Crump, they just said, well, wouldn't you like to work with us? So that's how my career started. And everyone asked me, what was one of your favorite projects? I mean, I worked on so many, but Epcot clearly was the foundation that brought me to where I am today as an artist as well as an individual.
I think one of the things that's pretty interesting for a designer like myself working on a carousel is the fact that it kind of all started with a carousel with Walt and watching his daughters on a carousel. So now here we are, fast forward into 2016, and we're actually dealing with that situation of trying to excite our Chinese guests. Bob Iger coining the phrase of authentically Disney, distinctly Chinese, he had all of us thinking about in each of our lands, how would we express that? Within this Gardens of Imagination, we also have the Garden of 12 Friends. The perfect combination of a core classic Chinese heritage story about the zodiac, and then melding it with Disney characters.
Please join me in honoring this year's recipient of the Buzz Prize Thea Award, recognizing Lifetime Distinguished Achievement, Doris Hardoon.
Wow, that was pretty amazing, Bob. What an evening. It's like fantastic. When's the dancing's going to start, I think, next. Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much for your very warm and kind words. Well, this is extremely surreal for me. Seeing myself on this humongous screen is pretty crazy, and kind of like packaged my entire life in such a short point. And thanks to Tom O. You are a miracle worker by putting your magic touch to this awesome video. Thank you. My goodness, thank you, TEA, for this amazing award. I'm so deeply honored and grateful for this lifetime of distinguished achievement recognition. I never would have guessed all my years of almost 5 decades of life, career accomplishments would be so recognized. And I'm truly, truly overwhelmed and touched. Thank you. My profession as a creative leader has trained me to kind of deliver the product, always proactively planning for the end of the goal. In doing so, I kind of often miss the in-between things and the people that get me there. So a very close friend of mine recently reminded me again that I need to not think and plan too much, but instead I need to live in the moment more. Well, I'm going to say I'm living in the moment, standing here. It's kind of scary, but I'm so excited, but I'm a little nervous. I'm really glad that screen back there is going to keep me on track. When I was growing up in Hong Kong, I really wasn't focused on anything of interest. I was kind of the girl, just want to have fun, you know, that kind of thing. I was raised by parents with very, very traditional Chinese ideals. I was supposed to fit into the expected mold of studying hard, no. Be conforming, for those of you who know me. I don't do that, sorry. Get a good, respectable degree in something to do with math or physics or biology or surgical knives-related career? Definitely not. Don't party too much? Well, we won't talk about that one. So, black sheep amongst my siblings, yes. Now, when I think back to those days, interestingly, I didn't realize this, how contemporary and cool my parents were. I did everything opposite to what they had in mind for me. But yet, my parents never stopped me or judged me. I realize now they knew all along that I'm a creatively spirited person, and they wanted me to find that out on my own terms. My parents connected with me. They knew who I am. More than I appreciated it at that time, I really wanted to be a dancer. Even though it's not exactly a logical or a best lifelong profession choice, but I'm kind of stubborn. So when I arrived in America, in San Francisco, I signed up at the very renowned San Francisco Academy of Ballet. I was 18, and I don't know if you guys know dancing. 18, starting ballet, not a good thing. I mean, it was kind of weird. Well, definitely not a good logical idea. It's not practical. But true to form, my parents didn't say one word, not at all, to me when they heard about this. But I found out the hard way. Ballet, not. But actually, I was actually good in jazz dancing. But that wasn't happening either, because I realized how very, very motion sickness challenged I was, and I still am, so I can't even move. So I wanted to throw up every time I pirouetted, and that's not a kind of a good thing for dancing, so it's kind of messy. So that was definitely a sad aha moment for me. But with my strong survival instincts and my deep dislike to be involved in any career requiring studying and tests, I thought, you know what? Why not an art school? I think I might be able to do something like that. So studying and no test, none of that, fantastic. Well, 4 years later, who knew? Art and design was my thing. That was another aha moment. And you know what? I can actually make money doing what I love. That's pretty cool. So Why not? So creatively spirited and a risk taker all made sense to me now. And as they say, the rest is history. I've been a very fortunate Imagineer to be trusted by incredible leaders to work on extraordinary projects around the world. And not just projects, mind you, but to be part of creating a Walt Disney Imagineering Asia office based in Hong Kong, my home. Well, that was truly a once-in-a-lifetime incredible moment in my life. I'm proud to be acknowledged as a creative thinker and a risk taker. I am a person who has never not accepted a challenge to do the impossible. We're also passionate about what we do, that at times we take it for granted, that everything will fall into place, but we're trained to do the impossible. I certainly had memorable and impossible project moments. I think that left a deep mark in my life and career. Projects that best of the best talent and with best intentions, but yet they came and they went. I learned from the early days when I started as an Imagineer that unexpected decisions are made, whether it made sense or not at the time. I remember Marty Sklar saying, just go with the flow and see what happens. Well, on an unexpected moment, here's a story for you. I certainly went with the flow when Marty made a pivotal moment decision at a go, no-go important sponsorship presentation. This was for the Land Pavilion at Epcot. The Kraft Foods chairman of the board and their board of directors all flew into Glendale for a Land Pavilion pitch presentation. Rolly Crump was my boss, the project chief art director. I, along with my colleagues, Steve Kirk and Jeff Burke, were to present our respected areas of design for the craft folks. Mind you, I was in my early 20s and had only been with Imagineering for maybe 3 months. Literally a moment. I think you know the story. Before my turn to present, Marty came up to me and whispered in my ear and told me to do the pitch in Chinese. The entire pitch. OMG. I was so nervous, like now I'm nervous. It was bad already, but who am I gonna question Marty Sklar? He gave me that, that, for those of you who know, that all-knowing, mischievous, one-eyebrow look. I think some of you know that, right? Well, I knew I had to go with the flow. 所以我講呢講全部，實際上就不成我講上海話，講了半日天我講英文就講 Kraft Foods Chairman。那麼這講了半日天呢，我想來想去想不到我講 Land Pavilion Farmers Market。那麼這講了半日天，那麼講 Rolly Crump。那麼講得好犀利，我就執通了噻。Finally, what seemed like a lifetime talking nonsense in Shanghainese, but throwing in, like English words to make the craft folks think I'm seriously presenting the project. Marty stopped me and explained to the chairman why he had me present in Chinese. After I regained my composure, and the craft folks were all like laughing and relieved because finally they thought, because they were so embarrassed, they thought they couldn't understand my English. Oh my goodness. I mean, talk about a moment, but I understood later why. I mean, Marty did this. It's because he wanted to break the tension in the room and to relax the craft folks with an unexpected pitch technique. So Marty was very insightful. He had the instinct to create a relationship connection, to ease a very tense decision moment, and it worked. Marty later kindly acknowledged me for Kraft signing the sponsorship deal for the Land Pavilion. That was pretty cool. That moment decision by Marty taught me the importance of relationships and its connections, and how it influences what we do. Soft skills, EI, emotional intelligence, do count. Speaking of the importance of relationship, I have another quick story to share, and it's about John Hinch. John, being an Imagineer's chief art director, had to review and approve designs, and especially color styling for all projects. I was to present a design and a color concept for an exquisite imperial artifact collection from Beijing's Forbidden City Museum. This collection was for the China Pavilion Art Gallery at the Epcot World Showcase. So I chose a deep Chinese imperial purple as the main color for the exhibition. From a creative instinct point of view, I did not select a Plaucher purple. And I think some of you may know, that's the John's go-to paint system, Plaucher. Instead, I mixed my own purple paint chip and presented it to John. Well, needless to say, he wanted me to use the Plaucher purple. So back to the drawing board. But I knew the purple I mixed was the best choice for the Chinese imperial purple. Risk taker was buzzing in my head, so I painted the Plaucher paint chip purple to match my purple chip and presented it to the two paint chips back to John. So my hands were kind of sweaty, like now. Very carefully, using his magnifying glass, which he always has on his desk, John was looking at the paint chips, and he studied the two purple paint chips for a very, very long time. He didn't say a word. Finally, he just looked at me with his sort of, he has this mischievous, all-knowing eyebrow thing like Marty, and he gave me a nod of approval. When that happened, that moment was about trust in my mind. I really felt that. I'm convinced that he knew that I knew that he knew what I did. But John graciously gave me face and taught me the importance of trust and respect between two people. That moment is why this award means so much to me. What we do for our industry is beyond just our passion for creating extraordinary moments. Like we've never been forgotten for millions of people coming up with these amazing ideas. It's about trust, appreciation, and respect for my friends and colleagues who work side by side with me and to make these fantastical places around the world. My parents didn't raise me to feel or think that I'm different from anyone around me. I don't differentiate myself because of my ideals, or that I'm a woman, or that I'm culturally or visually different from others. I know I'm unique, but so are all of you. But yet, we are more alike, I feel, than we realize at times, or want to realize at times. My career was and still is part of my life. It's not so exclusive of each other. I never felt that. How can it not be connected or interwoven with life events? I was 8 months pregnant with Paris, my #1 daughter, when I was in the field installing an exhibition for the Morocco Gallery at Epcot World Showcase. Or I couldn't find a babysitter for Paige, my second daughter, when she was 7 months old, so I had to bring her into the office. And my project manager, without a thought, he took care of her while I set up the presentation for a major project to Michael Eisner and Frank Wells and the board of directors. I'm grateful to have worked in a company with caring people who understood what work is life and vice versa. So beyond accomplishing tasks of designing and building and astonishing places around the world, what has had the lasting, most important meaning for me are all those countless people that have come and gone in my life and my career. Those who have shown me courage, confidence, humility, integrity, and loyalty. They are the connectors, the bridge that eased any cultural misunderstandings, the chain that linked me unconditionally with everything I have done from start to finish. 10 years ago, I started my Global Connections group. It's a forum to connect, nurture, inspire, exchange ideas, and intermentorship with immensely talented, caring people in 9 countries. We all have stories to tell that's very impactful and influences those around us. Each of us possesses life stories, experiences, and perspectives. And with everything we do and care about, our lives and careers are distinct. But I believe the sum total of human strength and value is when we are all genuinely connected. Our entertainment community is an amazing one. It feels diverse, inclusive, innovative, culturally supportive. But truthfully, we all know there's work to be done to honor and deliver on those words. I have so many people to thank. Gosh, we'll be here all night, but don't worry. I won't do that to you. Besides, these amazing shoes are killing me. So, I'll make it quick. Besides, you all know who you all are that I want to thank. You're there for me through thick and thin, helped me through good and bad times, even held me up when I fainted on the Shanghai site. Yeah, I did, when it was 110 degrees. Those moments are about sincere relationships and being connected to each other with unconditional care, kindness, and integrity. With that, I do want to thank 8 special people. My 2 beautiful, kind, strong, so very talented, badass daughters. Paris and Paige, and ditto to their badass, very talented husbands, Johnny and Jason. You know why each of you are forever special to me. And 4 other people who took a chance with me that I want to thank are Marty Sklar and John Hench. I know you're both watching me with that one eyebrow up thing that you guys always do, mischievous look. Rolly Crump, my first boss, and Bob Weiss, my last boss. You each opened a door for me and allowed me to be the creatively spirited person that I am meant to be. You each took a risk and gave me a moment that brought me here tonight. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to TEA again for this great honor, and especially to Monty Lund for having the vision to start this amazing organization. Thank you to the awesome TEA behind-the-scenes team, especially Tom Vanucci, wherever you are, and his production team for making tonight so special for all of you, and especially for me, for making me look so good, and for treating me like an absolute Chinese Jewish princess that I am. A special shout out to Deborah Coles, Frank Reifschneider, and Ann Pinchon. I dedicate this award to all the visionaries and the creatively spirited risk takers out there. Go for it and make a difference. I'm so grateful, and I will forever treasure this evening's moment of kindness from all of you. Thank you so much. And oh, I want world peace. I really do. Thank you.
That was great. Awesome, guys. Congratulations to all of our recipients tonight. Let's hear it for them again. One more round of applause, everybody. And I just want to say thank you to everyone involved in tonight's gala, especially the dedicated individuals behind the scenes for making this evening truly memorable. We thank you, all of you. So everyone, there's going to be an after party in the lobby. Dan Memis is going to be handing out bags of money if you know the magic word. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for attending, and please move to the lobby.